Hi guys, welcome back. We missed last week because we were busy during that weekend, so we ended up just being like, hey, let's miss it. So we're back this week to talk about the movies that we saw at the movie theater this week. My name is Freya. This is Kalani.
Kalani.
And yeah, we're going to talk about 3 movies we saw this week. I Swear, Ready or Not, 2, Here I Come, and Project Hail Mary.
Project Hail Mary.
Yeah, so saw some pretty good movies this week. Actually, all 3 of them we really enjoyed.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to talking about them. At home, we watched Videodrome together, and I watched Shaun of the Dead. Or rewatched it more, because it's one of my favorite movies of all time. But Kalani, I don't know if we spoke about it in a previous episode, Kalani did start a new job, so it might affect the amount of movies that we're seeing per week.
No, we're still hitting that max 4 minimum. We slacked.
But yeah, we're still gonna do the podcast and talk about the movies that we've seen.
No, we did see a couple movies the week before.
Yeah.
I think one of them might tie into one this week. Videodrome was fun.
Well, which one will tie into?
You'll have to find out.
Okay.
Mystery.
Yeah, Videodrome was really fun.
Videodrome was fun. I am the video word made flesh. It burns in my mind.
Yeah.
I like that it's very apt even today to how we kind of interface with technology and the role it plays in a lot of people's lives, and we see more and more just more people kind of living through the screen and that becoming more real than reality in a way.
Yeah.
It's very, very apt, very of the time even today. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Sick effects too.
Yeah. Now we're moving on to a point where even we're guilty of it, where it feels more productive to watch a TV show. So it's we've just moved screens where back then it was a critique of television. But now it feels more productive to watch a TV show than just to scroll on your phone.
Yeah.
So, but it's still apt for,
Yeah.
what we're going through.
It's the way we interact with the world, and the world's becoming more digital every second, and in a way we interact with what people take seriously sometimes, whether the things you see in real life sometimes might seem almost on par to whatever the happenings are online in some niche corners or just even interactions. We have things like old Timothy Chalamet drama, that became a big focal point where maybe doesn't truly affect the way we kind of engage with life in a day-to-day in person, but online that was a real moment.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll just jump straight into the movies that we saw at theater this week. So starting with the first one that we saw, we ended up seeing I Swear from 2025, and this was through Screen Unseen. So this film was directed by Kirk Jones. He has directed other stuff, but the only thing I really recognized from him was Nanny Monkey, which I don't know if you've seen it.
I'm familiar.
It stars Robert Aramayo, Maxine Peake, Peter Mullen, and Shirley Henderson. And obviously it follows the life of Tourette's campaigner John Davidson. And we both rated it a 4.5.
Yeah, it was a super solid, personal story.
It was a very nice surprise for that to be the Screen Unseen for that Monday. We went in not really knowing at all what it was going to be.
Not even a whiff.
So it was a nice surprise.
Yeah, it was absolutely it took me maybe a bit to even register what movie it was, and I was like, oh, this one.
Yeah. Thoughts
off the movie, off rip. That whole BAFTA incident, this movie really does give a lot of perspective and kind of makes you realize that was just an unfortunate thing that happened. movie was really
the movie was really good. It was really heartfelt.
It was really personal.
Personal, funny, sad.
Yeah, the whole spectrum. Everything you kind of want from a movie like this, I feel like you got.
Yeah. Robert Aramayo, he won Best Actor at the BAFTAs.
Great performance.
You know, it was a brilliant performance. And it really, like, he was, like, you could believe that he really was, like, the one who was, like, actually suffering from Tourette's. He, like, did such a good job. And, you know, it's a film that really goes in depth about a disability that, you know, is oftentimes seen as a joke because, you know, it's quite... People see it as funny that, you know, people swear and, like, they don't have control of their vocabulary at times. And, you know, going from when he lived in, it was, like, the 80s, and being this child who suddenly just develops tics.
Really highlight how alienating.
Yeah, you really see how alien it is, and how the people who were closest in his life, you know, distance themselves because of it, because they think he's faking or...
Oh, yeah, he's singing cheeky or doing it for attention.
Yeah.
Oh, that fireplace is so sad, yeah.
I mean, do you want to explain that part? Or?
Part of me is like, how much do I want to give off? But, like, you know, early on, like, he's kind of pushed away from even his own family, forced to eat in another room and face a fireplace when he's eating, so he doesn't get one of his tics is spitting out his food, just get food over the place, so they make him eat in front of a fireplace away from the family, and that's really sad.
Yeah.
There's a lot in this movie. The young actor playing the teenage John Davidson does a great job too. It's a really charming movie. The connection, and it's in a way that kind of ties into a movie we saw last week, is Kiki's Delivery Service in IMAX. I love stories where it kind of highlights that fact that no one succeeds on their own. He can.
Yeah.
It took a couple of great people, just two, maybe just one, that makes a difference, that gives you a chance, that believes in you, that, you know, that helps you, that wants you to succeed, to really make a difference. And those you know, and the main two people in the movie, his friend's mom, I feel bad not remembering her name, and Tommy, the community center guy. Two people make such a huge difference in his life, and the improvement of his life and his enjoyment of his life, as well as his perspective.
Yeah, and it's eventually what leads him to, you know, want to advocate and campaign for better treatment of people with Tourette's and awareness explained to people. And also it shows him, you know, showing support for the families about, like, accepting, it can be hard, but here are the resources that we have to be able to help you, and here are the resources of the people and the children that are actually suffering with Tourette's, to, you know, make it seem a bit better and introduce people to other people who suffer with the same thing, which it like the movie draws upon, is that it's very lonely, that a lot of the times they're the only person that they know who has this condition, and a lot of times
they only meet one person in their life that has Tourette's. Yeah. It's super. Yeah, there's that point in the movie where, you know, he meets someone else with Tourette's, and she tells him that he's the only person she's ever met. How would you not feel like an outcast in that situation if you never met anyone else that has to deal with what you deal with? It's a really rough break that people with Tourette's are kind of given in to be able to, you know, integrate with, like, today's society that may not be necessarily accommodating or understanding.
Yeah, and then towards the end of the movie, it explores that there is research into certain treatments that can, you know, help these people deal with their tics. And you get a really emotional scene where he's said before that he's never been in a library, or last time he was in a library was when he was in school, because, you know, he doesn't have the ability to be quiet. and he goes for this trial at this university he's invited to, and he's able to go into a library for the first time, and it's really emotional. And, you know, Robert Aramayo really puts across this sort of silent emotion that he's feeling of, like, just the being able to experience this as an adult.
Yeah.
Something that he never thought that he would be able to experience.
It's near the end of the movie, and it's a very nice moment. And the movie goes through the whole emotional spectrum, and it ends on a pretty positive, optimistic note. It's a really solid movie. See it for yourself. I really don't have a bad thing to say about it.
Yeah, obviously it's already been out in the UK, and I think it's like available to stream in the UK now, but I'm not too sure when it's going to have a full US release, but when it eventually comes to a theatre near you, you should definitely go see it. It's very nice, yeah. It's about community, about
community. Honestly, it's a great movie about community more than if I were to pick one singular concept. I think that really is like what the movie's about. Just being able to have community, find community is the difference between, you know, living a life alone and living a life that feels fulfilling sometimes.
Yeah. All right. So on Friday, we saw a double feature. So we went and saw Ready or Not 2, Here I Come, and Project Hail Mary. We'll discuss Ready or Not first. So this film is from 2026. It is directed by Matt Bettinelli-Olpin and Tyler Gillette. They both directed some of the more recent Scream films. I don't know if they directed the last one.
No, they didn't.
But they directed the two before that, as well as Abigail, which is a movie that we both really enjoy. This is like a star-studded cast. So it stars Samara Weaving, Catherine Newton, Elijah Wood, Sarah Michelle Gellar, Sean Hattersley, and David Cronenberg, which is hilarious because we watched Videodrome the day before.
I just thought he was. He just seemed kind of old enough where like I just kind of figured he wasn't around anymore. My apologies.
No, he plays like an old rich guy.
An old rich guy who ironically passes away.
Yeah. What did we rate it?
I gave it a 3.5, and I believe you gave it a 3.
Yes.
Yeah. Coming off the heels of this movie, I really love the first one. The first one I'd probably give a 4.5 in my heart. This movie, I really love the first one. It caught me by surprise and expected to be so fun, to be so suspenseful, to be kind of this very cool like final girl survival kind of survival story. Is super solid. But going into this one, I really did enjoy this one. But one thing that was already kind of working against the second one was that it doesn't have the elements of surprise anymore. You know, we know people explode. We know that.
Saying that, I did actually forget that people exploded in the last one.
It's funny.
Obviously, once it happened, I was like, oh yeah, that happened. But I kind of just like forgot what had happened, apart from like the fact that she survived in the last one.
Yeah. So this one kind of had this the lack of an element of surprise, and there's a lot of big questions at first. One's like, okay, one, is the devil cult real? Two, we don't actually know whether she's gonna survive or not. Like you get a vibe, but like in the second one, I don't think any of us are thinking like, oh no, the main character's gonna die.
Yeah.
And three, like she was such a main character, and all the other characters were side characters that maybe didn't get as much focus, but we were so interested in.
I don't know. I feel like her sister, the character of her sister, was like, I liked the addition of like a sort of another final girl.
Yeah,
in the mix.
Yeah, they played around.
Yeah, and obviously that also leads into like the theme of, there's like a slight theme of like family throughout, where there's a lot of siblings.
Yeah, but between the two main characters and then Sarah Michelle Gellar and her brother.
And then also there's the two guys.
Yeah, you're right.
Where his brother dies, and then he.
And then honestly, the whole family line, the whole 6 family line, and their mission to their father. Yeah, there's a big family aspect to this movie. Yeah.
No, from the outset, like, I really enjoyed it. You know, you get a sort of peek into what happens after a horror movie at the beginning of this one, where like she's arrested because she's killed a bunch of people. So it's like that part's kind of funny, where it's like you get the police being like, yeah, like, you're going to jail for this, and it's only the fact that she gets sucked into this crazy other like challenge to survive she gets free of like police custody. Obviously you have like the nice a
lot of fun set pieces. Great, but I'll say no, I understand because the characters were unknown in the first one, but like the side characters in this one are actually very fun, and they do have like layers to them. Yeah, they do have layers to them.
Like there's the siblings between like the two sort of main villains, which is Sarah Michelle Gellar and Sean Hattersley. Like it becomes like she's the oldest sibling, Sarah Michelle Gellar's
twins,
character.
But she's the older twin.
Were they twins?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's my bad.
That's why they could both compete.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. But like you get this sort of like representation of like toxic masculinity coming from the brother, where
he was a real freak.
Yeah, he's like a weirdo, where like he's sort of jealous of
he knows
of his older sister being like the older, like his twin being the older one. And he sort of feels like it's his right to be able to rule over all the families. And he almost gets the ability to do so, but obviously not quite.
Yeah. And one way they kind of get around the whole them exploding is no longer a surprise. It's played for laughs very, very effectively, and sometimes very surprising. It's good. It's good. Like when the one contestant accidentally kills another contestant, and then everyone inside the room, Elijah Wood grabs a little book and hides. Everyone else hides behind the maid, hides behind things, and then he goes, "What's going on?" Fun.
Yeah, it's like, like we kind of like, obviously we know how people die, and they still find like really sort of creative, gruesome ways to like kill people off in this movie. Like I think of this one kill where a guy literally gets put into a heavy duty washing machine.
Oh, rough break. Yeah, ready or not to. I think the violence, like you were saying, the violence is really, really fun. Yeah. They really make sure the violence is fun. They make sure the violence is funny. You know, they're getting shot at by guns, but the guy hasn't trained on how to shoot this gun, so he's missing repeatedly. A lot of fun things.
Yeah, the funny part where the daughter of one of the contestants has like a rocket launcher.
Yeah, that's a big old shit moment.
Tries to shoot the main character with this rocket launcher and holds it backwards. Yeah. And there's like a really cool needle drop that I like. That's Bonnie Tyler's "Total Eclipse of the Heart," which is like one of my favorite songs. So that's really fun. There's just like a lot of fun moments. It's like sounds weird, but like a light-hearted horror movie.
It's very fun. I call it a horror comedy, honestly. So with good action. I honestly, if I would say the thing that stops this from being higher for me, it's just maybe it's kind of pacing issues. There's a point in the movie where the movie's really, really kind of dragging a bit. It's in between that last Total Eclipse of the Heart moment and maybe kind of the near the end a little bit, where they're getting ready for they make their final kind of bargain, and the movie means to slow down, but it kind of slows down. It slows down a bit much, and this a couple of times throughout the movie we're like, but as I'm talking about it, there was a lot I enjoyed in this movie. Maybe I actually am feeling a 4. I enjoyed this movie a lot. It was super fun.
And like, not to sound pretentious, but it's just like, it's too silly to be like a 4 and above.
I might rate it 4. I love it. I loved the silliness of it. I loved how like ridiculous it was, all the action. I'm contemplating bringing it up, but it's like, it wasn't trying to be anything. I wasn't trying to be anything like greater than it is.
Next, we'll move on to the final movie that we're going to talk about today, and that is Project Hail Mary from 2026. This film is directed by Phil Lord and Christopher Miles. They both also directed Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, the Lego Movie, 21 and 22 Jump Street, and they also created the show Clone High, which, like the earlier season is like really good. I actually haven't seen the second season, but I heard it's not as good, but hey. This film stars Ryan Gosling and Sandra Huller, as well as a few other people, but
it really doesn't have a huge main cast.
Star cast, yeah. And we both rated it a 4.
Well, don't forget they're also the Spider-Verse guys.
Oh yeah,
Spider-Verse fame.
Yeah, but they didn't direct that.
They're the writers for it. This movie it was really solid. It was really nice looking. Like off rip, it was really where to start. So, story of a guy, he wakes up in space with no memories, and he's the only one that's survived on the ship. Whoa, where are we? What's going on? So, and as he's kind of trying to figure out what's going on, we're getting a couple flashbacks to who he is in his previous life. He was a science teacher for middle schoolers or elementary school, actually.
I think it was middle school.
For middle schoolers, and one day, some government official comes in asking about his PhD work, a paper about how no life form could ever survive without water, could ever not be based off of water.
He thinks it's that water isn't necessary to sustain life.
Oh no, it's the idea of yeah. And so this government official comes and asks him about this. It's a paper you got laughed at out of the industry for, out of the entire kind of scientific community for, and it's why he now teaches. He comes in, interrogates him about that, and asks him about this the information that's regarding the sun possibly going out, losing all of its energy, going dark. And this is kind of the main impetus of the movie. There's some kind of life form that's slowly eating the sun, and they've got to figure out a way to stop it. And as it's a whole global effort. They got all these scientists, got all these things going on. He surprisingly is really good at making a lot of these breakthroughs, and becomes instrumental in their efforts, their mission to stop the sun from going out. So kind of flashing back to flashing forward to the spaceship. He's in space. He's like, okay, something going on with trying to stop the sun from going out, and kind of goes to investigate that. As he starts to orbit the star that they're investigating, he runs into another ship.
Yeah.
And enter.
The lovable mascot character of this movie. Which is basically he's like a rock spider. He's actually basically like a intelligent spider made completely of rocks.
Yeah, he's kind of chill.
He's very cute. He's very chill. And they form this friendship where they're working together. Like they're both very intelligent. Mm-hmm. So they're able to figure stuff out together.
Yeah, no, and this whole the growth of their bond is like one of the most entertaining parts of the movie. As they learn to communicate, as they first start to interact, it's super, super interesting, super likable, super lovable. It's like, oh wow, this is so. It's very entertaining seeing them interact with each other, and it's so cool knowing that like Rocky in a lot of these scenes is a puppet.
Yeah, I heard it was like the whole movie's done with like no green screen.
Yeah, I think they use a Mandalorian.
They try and do a lot of like practical effects instead of like CGI.
And it shows.
It's visually like very nice to look at.
This movie is not gonna like age poorly.
Yeah, definitely not. Like the way that the alien Rocky's spaceship looks is very interesting. It looks very natural, which you would expect for like a rock monster. Not a rock monster, he's not a monster, a rock alien.
The visualization of space and of like Rocky and how they communicate. Super nice looking movie. It's like really impressive looking. Like space looks like space. It doesn't look like a CGI void.
Yeah.
Yeah, like so as they're going through, they're working together to try to figure out how to stop the sun from going out. There's a lot of a lot of science, a lot of jargon, a lot of techno babble, but they're able to kind of work together and communicate, do this, and at the same time, Ryan Gosling's character is trying to battle this feeling of inadequacy, kind of cowardice, and kind of resolving with becoming more brave, becoming as him and Rocky form this bond, like they really believe in it, and he really believes in Rocky and cares about him. It's really good how they develop that relationship.
Yeah.
It really is the crux of the movie. And if that didn't work, this movie would be worthless. But it works very, very well, and so the movie's very good. There's a lot of flashback and flash forward between the past and what Rylan Grace, Ryan Gosling's character is going through.
I think works because from like the beginning, we're sort of shown that he's not that he's lost his memories, but his memories are probably a little bit scrambled.
Yeah.
So I feel like it works with the like sort of just suddenly cutting in a flashback scene where it's like in a way it probably feels like how he's remembering this stuff.
It's very, very well placed. Like we don't get a definite answer on whether he remembers in a moment, but it's like absolutely appropriate, and it feels like he might as well have. It feels like he's really making these resolutions within himself. The character, for being something with basically just two characters in a room, there's a great amount of like character development that his character goes through as he's kind of as they're showing his previous life at the same time. This movie is a absolute crowd pleaser. I struggle to think of someone I couldn't recommend it to and they'd at least enjoy it. I don't think it's a perfect movie, but I think it's the type where I feel pretty confident you can bring your family to it, invite tell anyone about it. This is a movie most people are gonna like.
Yeah. One thing I really liked about the movie is how although Grace and Rocky are quite similar in the way they're both quite smart. They're opposites in the same way where Rocky's you can tell he's quite a social
he's an extrovert.
creature. Yeah, he's an extrovert. He's been with a mate for 180 years or something like that. Whereas Grace is quite lonely. Even in the flashbacks, he's quite lonely and quite introverted, and in sort of like that awkward extroverted kind of way.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't have a partner. So it's like, although they're opposites, they're still very similar together.
And I downplayed it, but they do a good job of ironically fleshing out the rock creature's personality.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like he's just Ryan. It does not feel like Ryan Gosling is in a room acting by himself. He feels like he's in the room acting with another person.
And obviously we get a feel for Rocky's culture. Rocky wants to help, and to his own detriment at one point. Like he really cares for Grace, and it's very sweet.
It's a very genuine connection.
They do try and do the little rock guy dies fake out twice in the movie. And obviously at the first one you're kind of like, oh no, he's really dead, and then he comes back alive. And then when they tried to do it a second time, I was like, okay, well, obviously he's not dead because they already brought him back to life once. So.
It's one of those things that like maybe stops the movie from like being 5 stars, in that there's like the stakes of the movie. You're never particularly worried that they're not going to succeed in their mission. And the only real stake that feels out is like one or the other out of them might not survive. But after each one kind of has their own little death fake out, the next 45 minutes you're like, well, they're probably fine.
Yeah.
I hate to say like it's a detriment to it that's very feel good, but it's very, very feel good. Like everything works out, and everything's gonna work out.
Yeah, I agree. There's like at no point during the movie you're like, You really do think that either of them are going to die.
Like, Ryan Gosling can't die when they're still 50 minutes
Oh,
of runtime.
neither of them are going to succeed, and that
Yeah.
the world's going to end.
But it's a good ride. It's a good ride. They have fun with it. It's dramatic.
Yeah.
But I'm like, the question is, how are they going to figure this out? And I'm like, oh no, what if Ryan Gosling dies? There's two characters. Only one of them was human. He's not dying.
Yeah, the music was really fun in the movie too. It was like very like synthy.
And we saw it in Dolby. And
very beep boopy.
Yeah, we saw it in Dolby. The music's great. The sound was great. And
Yeah.
they're also used to, because they're in space, they get to do that whole absence of sound thing. Very well done as well. And our theater was our theater was actually very good, except for the people that try to steal seats.
Yeah, it was like a packed theater, and like anybody who knows who goes to AMC, you don't, especially in like a Dolby or an IMAX screening, you do not want to be on those front rows. But obviously, when you're turning up at 10 minutes before the movie starts, hey, there's only the front rows available, so you either not seen the movie, or you're waiting till like the very latest showing to get a good seat, or you're sitting on the front rows.
Oh no, I forgot they were standing at the. Two of them were standing in the
Well,
stairwell.
no, I'm getting to that. So obviously they come in, realize, hey, sitting on the front row kind of sucks. So like they played musical chairs. Basically 30 minutes into the movie, because some people came in late, so even 30 minutes into the movie, they got moved, because obviously you come into the movie and you're like, hey, those are my seats. And then, so they eventually settled on, like, sitting, like, the second row from the front, which I still don't think was their seats. And then two of them decided to basically just stand up in, like, the little, like, hall to the theater. So they were basically, like, out of view, but, like, the couple of times that, like, me and you, like, got up to go to the bathroom, like, it was, like, awkward to, like, walk past them. It's like, hey.
It was...
Hey.
Yeah. So that was funny. It is very nice seeing a packed Dolby theater.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, save movies. So I'm very glad that this movie seems to be doing very, very well.
I'm like, I didn't expect it to be such like a blockbuster. I knew like it was going to be popular, but I didn't expect people to be like turning out sort of in droves.
Like I had underplayed how much I thought people would see, but I'm the guy that I usually book the tickets, and so I booked them a week ahead of time. It's a good thing I did, because I think we got the only seats that were left.
Yeah.
I definitely underestimated how popular this book was, because people were ready to see it. And great star, great music.
Yeah,
great
obviously
budget.
Ryan Gosling is a crowd pleaser.
Yeah.
People love to see him in movies. So.
Hustler. But Project Hail Mary, very fun. Take anyone to go see it; they'll enjoy it. Very feel good. Very easy. Very kind of easy.
Yeah,
feeling.
that's kind of the only the only real detractor for me of this movie is like it never really felt like the threat of them not succeeding was real. Like we were discussing as we left that like it's nothing like Interstellar, where it's like that's like it's just a sad movie throughout. It's like it's very happy, and even the times where they do sort of try and do the whole like, ooh, maybe they're not gonna succeed, like that they're gonna be fine.
Like I like getting sucked in the moment and everything, and but like in my head, I'll engage with it. It's like, oh no, but in the moment I'm like, they're probably fine. I know this is a long movie. I know one of two characters is not going to die.
It was a surprisingly long movie. It was like
it was good,
2 hours and 30 minutes, which it was surprising for me.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be a crisp hour 45. Nope, 2 hours 30 minutes plus.
Yeah, no, it's a really solid movie though. Take your family, recommend it out. People enjoy it.
Like
it just doesn't.
I love a little guy movie,
Rocky's very endearing.
I also described it as like Elia for men. Like I love a little story of like someone feeling so unusual and so alienated around their own people that the only person that they can become real friends with is an alien. Like it's a lovely, like that's an awesome motif. Like that's why I loved Elia so much.
It's solid
it's a nice little friendship motif of the human and the alien friendship, and it's been done plenty of times, but this is a really good version of it.
Yeah, I guess one of those things that stops it from being like more than a 4 for me is like a lot of movies like make me, whether I already know the answer, it makes me kind of ask a question about myself, like, oh, what what am I taking away from this much? And in my head, not too much. Not too much. Like connecting with people is great, but I guess it doesn't make me ask questions about myself, and that's something that's or maybe there's an extra little bit where I didn't connect with it 100%, but like it's really good. I really don't have a bad thing to say, an actual like negative to say about the movie. It was solid.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Can't really think of much else to say.
Yeah. Go see it. Probably enjoy it.
Yeah, I think anyone who goes see this movie will enjoy it, unless you're like a deep hater of Ryan Gosling.
Or like
then...
you just hate crowd pleasers or easy. Like it is like a bit of an.
And you hate sci-fis.
Yeah.
Like you'll love it.
I think even people that like hate sci-fi, like the little guy is a very appealing. Thing.
Anything else you want to add?
No closing statements for this, but I think we want to talk about what we might see this week.
Yeah, you really know what we're gonna see this week.
So Monday we have the mystery movie, the AMC Screen Unseen, booked. I think I've heard word on the street is that it's probably either They Will Kill You or Forbidden Fruits.
Okay.
And then I know on Friday we have They Will Kill You Forbidden Fruits booked, depending on which one it is.
Yeah.
Then Saturday I think we're gonna see Alpha by I forget his full name, but last name Ducournau. He's the director of both Titan and Raw.
Yeah.
As well as I haven't decided on the other one, and I'd kind of like to squeeze in Toe, starring Rose Byrne, somewhere in this week. So we'll see about that. But then there's a couple of choices, especially there's like 3 documentaries. There's that AI doc. There's that Marked by Sophia doc. There is another movie I'm struggling to recall right this second that I think would be interesting. There's also The Mummy Returns.
Yeah, I was excited
coming.
for that
so
one.
So we have a couple of choices, and we'll see what we choose.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be a busy week.
Yeah. That's what part of the reason I want to squeeze Toe in, so we can get like a 4th movie before the
Yeah.
The Friday. That's what I'm on right now.
Yeah, no, I'm sure you'll figure it out. Yeah. Yeah, I'd actually like to watch a movie at home tonight. Mm-hmm. So
I have a couple in mind.
Yeah, it is your turn to choose. So. Do you want to do the outro?
All right, yeah. This is Large Buttered Popcorn. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye.
Yeah, bye.